This is not breaking news, this is shattering news. A court of appeals has ruled that former President Donald Trump is not immune from criminal prosecution in the case involving his attempt to overturn the legitimate results of the 2020 presidential election. You might remember that Trump and his legal team had argued that the shield from civil liability that applies to acts of the president also carries over to criminal liability, and therefore that Donald Trump could not be prosecuted for his role in the attempted overturn of the 2020 election. Federal Judge Tanya Chutkan, who presides that case, had rejected that argument, and that decision had then been appealed by the Trump legal team. But then special counsel Jack Smith had asked the Supreme Court to intervene, bypass the decision of the Court of Appeals, and decide directly on the matter. And the Supreme Court had rejected that application, allowing the Court of Appeals to decide on the matter. That decision has finally been made, and the Court of Appeals has confirmed that Donald Trump can in fact face criminal prosecution to answer for his alleged role in the attempt to criminally prevent the democratic transfer of power. Last week, Judge Chutkan had indefinitely postponed the originally scheduled March date for the start of her trial and had not set a new date. I had argued that I believe that was a result of the series of appeals that were incurring that would make it impossible for the trial to start in March. We'll see whether that is true or not, but I'm still convinced that it is. I have to warn you, the battle for the decision is not over. Trump can obviously take that Court of Appeals decision and appeal it up to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court will decide whether or not they want to hear it, but that will definitely add some more precious time to this already time-constrained process. The timing in all this is key because Trump could theoretically, if he wins the presidential election and if the case is still open in January, select an attorney general who, defying all precedent, is willing to let the case die. But for now, this is a huge win for special counsel Jack Smith, and certainly not a good way to start the week for Donald Trump.